right, number 6. The point P is given there. What will be the polar coordinate of point P? So this is in the xy plane. That means you're going to have x comma y, right? You're given x comma y. What's the x value? -2. What's the y value? 2. What are we looking for? We're looking for the polar coordinate. So we want to go from xy to r comma, you can't see, r comma theta. So if you know x and y, I had to go to r and theta. You need two formula. You need x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. You also need tangent of theta is equal to y over x. Okay, that's an x. Let's plug it in. X -2 squared plus y 2 squared is equal to r squared. -2 squared is 4. Be careful, not -4. 8 is r squared. R is going to be square root of 8, which you got to reduce. You got to simplify it. R is 2 radical 2. All right, tangent of theta is y over x. That's -1. All right, how do I find what theta is? Thankfully, they actually tell me where the point is at, which is in quadrant 2. So we're going to use that. The fact that tangent is a 1, wouldn't that be your middle finger? The x and y are the same, and middle finger gives you a denominator of 4. And it has to be in the second quadrant, and denominators are 4, so would the numerator be 3? So putting it together, what's r comma theta? R, 2 squared root of 2, theta, 3/4 the pi. Do I have that? A, D. Sometimes the angle might be coterminal angle of this theta. Then remember, you can just keep adding 2 pi, subtracting 2 pi. If r is negative, the difference is going to be pi on the angle, but this one's not. All right, now it looks like we're going backward. You have a polar coordinate, that's your r, that's your theta. We want to go from r comma theta to rectangular coordinate, x comma y. So if you know r and theta, you want to know x and y. X is equal to what? R cosine of theta. Y is equal to R sine of theta. And you're literally just going to plug it in. R is 3. Theta is 4/3 of a pi. Cosine, oh, you can't see. Cosine of 4/3 of a pi. Let's see. Third quadrant, x value, -1/2. So that's -3/2. Sine of 4 theta, 4/3 theta. Third quadrant, y values, negative square root of 3/2. So it's going to be -3 square root of 3/2. So x comma y, x comma y. Because that's your x, that's your y. Okay, the point rectangular coordinate, that's your x, that's your y. So number 8 and number 6 are the same thing, except number 6, it was on the graph in a rectangular plane. Number 8, it just tells you where it's at, like the coordinate itself, okay? So it's going to be what? X squared plus y squared equal to r squared. I'm going to go a little faster. Be careful here. Square is you multiply that 2 times. So 3 square root of 3 squared is going to be 3 radical 3, 3 radical 3 multiplied together. That's 9 times 9 is 9 times 3 is 27. R squared is 36. R is 6. Whew. All right, what about theta? Tangent of theta is equal to y over x. That is -1 over square root of 3. Here, and folks, you don't recognize it, so I'm going to rationalize it. Can't talk. So I got negative square root of 3 over 3. That's your tangent. All right, which tangent value has that? Isn't that the one, the ring finger? Ring finger is a denominator of a 6. Now, how do I know where the angle is? This is why it's important for you to sketch where that was at. The fact that x is positive, y is a negative, wouldn't that be in the 4th quadrant? All right, so you're going to combine it together. 4th quadrant, denominator of a 6, would a numerator be 11 pi? So combining together, r comma theta is going to be 6 comma 11/6 pi. All right, number 9. That should be number, yeah, that is number 9. Which of the following could be expression for f of theta? So you're given the graph of a polar function. You're looking for the equation. The tip is plug it in. We're going to plug it in some points, some angles in it. Okay, and if it tell me there's a point, but you don't see the point on the graph, then that's the wrong one. So I'm going to start with the theta is equal to 0. Okay, so when theta is equal to 0, can you see? Okay, so I plug it in. I'm going to go a little fast. Cosine of 0 is 1, so you got 6. Theta is equal to 0. You got 6 again. Sine of 0 is 0. So 0 and 0. All right, let's see. Do I have a point when theta is equal to 0, which is here? Our value is going to be 6. Do I have a point? Yes. 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 So actually, that did not help me at all. Let's try a different point. I'm going to try theta is equal to half this time, and hopefully that gives me anything. When I put the half in here, that's going to be cosine of half the pi, excuse me. Cosine of pi is -1, so you got -6. Pi over 2, I'm going to give me 2 pi. Cosine of 2 pi is 1. You got 6. Pi over 2, cosine of pi is 0, 0. Pi over 2, 2 pi. Sine of 2 pi is 0, 0. Okay, so half the pi, our value is -6. Instead of going 6, -6 here. Half the pi, our value 6. All right, you know what? None of the points are helping me. All of that, there's a point for every single thing. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna try wait a second. All right, I guess answer key is wrong. My work was wrong, So I'm going to try theta is equal to pi over 4. And here's a reason why. Theta, pi over 4 is right here, okay? So when I plug it in, only point that I can possibly get is going to be 0. I don't have any positive R value. I don't have any negative value. So hopefully that's going to give me something, okay? So I'm going to use this blue one for pi over 4. Pi over 4. I got 6 cosine of pi over 2. Cosine of half the pi is 0. I got 0. What about here? Pi over 4. Cosine of pi is going to be -1, so -6. What about pi over 4? Sine of half the pi is 1, 6. What about here? Pi over 4. Sine of pi is 0, so I got 0. Okay, so pi over 4, our value is 0. Yay, this is good. Pi over 4, our value is a -6. I don't have a point there, so adios. Pi over 4, our value is a 6. I don't have a point here. Adios. Pi over 4, our value is a 0. So you're left with the A and D now. Okay, so I think that does help. What other point should I try? I think you're supposed to try more point than that. Pi over 4. Should I try 3/4 of pi? Three-fourths of pi? All right, 3/4 of pi times 2 is cosine of 3/2 the pi. You're probably like, I'm done with this problem. 0, 0. All right, what about 4 times 3/4 of pi? That's 3 pi. Sine of 3 pi is 0, 0. Okay, that doesn't help me. Both of you get the R value of a 0. All right. I guess you're left with the A and D. Would I remember this? What if I graph it? All right, give me 1 second.